We appear to be live. Hello, everybody. It's Stardock stream. It's Friday. Hooray! It's Friday afternoon even, which is like even better than regular Friday. I'm Adam. That's Paul. We are streaming Galactic Civilizations 3 as usual for our Friday. I don't know, whatever it is we do on Friday.
Sure.
Friday
stream.
Friday stream.
I believe is the proper term.
So here we are. What in God's name is happening?
New rings.
The stupid. I had hidden the. So I usually hang out on the Twitch dashboard during the stream, which rings. Which and then I hide the video and I mute it to make sure that I don't have the stupid video looping audio weird issue, because XSplit likes to pick up any like video player that I have going. And so I did that, but then I started the stream, and then it started the commercial.
Holy crap! What am I doing?
Unhid the video. Oh my goodness, you are gonna have some problems, my friend.
That's crazy. Actually, let's just send these guys straight over there. I'm gonna be pissed off if this plant right here is good, though.
I just build a cheap colony.
I think this might be time to.
So anyway, it started playing the stupid ad. So I apologize if you heard the stupid ad. Everybody in chat is giving me crap for being this new host that they've never met before on the Galciv 3
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Well,
you're not too good for Sorcerer King chat.
I kept getting scheduled for meetings that I couldn't miss on Friday afternoons because my new boss hates me or something. I don't really know.
Yeah, well.
So anyway, no.
She hates everybody. Or whoever.
Yeah, no, I don't work for your wife anymore.
Oh, okay.
No, so anyway, no, I'm back, and I am and continue to be your regular host. It's just like it was just a weird thing that just kept coming up every Friday.
That's funny. So this is another internal. Actually, this isn't an internal build. This is the opt-in patch that just went out this morning.
Oh yeah,
a couple new things in here. Mostly stability. There's a lot of we found a lot of crashes and bugs that were in the last build, and we're fixing them. So please play the game, bang on it, and find new ones for us to fix, because that is what we need you for.
Yeah, we very much appreciate anybody who goes to the trouble to download the opt-in patch, because that is super helpful for us.
And I kind of showed this. These are the new rings that finally got in. It's funny because rings were like one of the very first things in Galciv 2, and we're like, and we just kept waiting and waiting, and we're like, damn, we've got to get those in. So Jesse sat down for like a day and put the rings in, and these are neat because they're randomly generated. So as you go around the galaxy, you'll see some really cool rings. I don't know if Adam's seen this. Is that now the moons cast shadows? Watch here. Watch, here it goes. Here it goes. Immersion not broken. Oh! And it also casts a shadow onto the moon. This is the sun is casting the shadow on the rings. And then of course our Alan immediately goes, well, how come the rings aren't casting a shadow onto the planet? Like, screw you guys. Nothing's ever good enough. I might actually get Mars while I'm here, just because our nearest planet's so damn far away.
It is going to be a minute before you get there for sure. Factories on Mars, really. I like to make Mars my just research town most of the time, depending on how it rolls.
Have you played as Terran since we put in the colonizer perk?
I have not.
It's really nice because
is that you start with way more?
You start
population?
with whatever your first improvement is free, is instantly rushed.
Oh, that is not bad.
Originally, we were going to have you start with 2 colony ships, but it turns out turns out that just being able to do that is pretty awesome. Oh, they're all dead. Okay, well that doesn't
surprise me. There's one more.
Let's go over there and see what that is.
We already have a bunch of questions in the chat, which is great. Thank you for your participation in the stream. We very much appreciate it. As always, if you can tag Stardock in the chat when you have a question, it makes it much easier for me to see it, because the chat tends to scroll pretty good on Galciv Fridays. So that's just helpful. Anyway, let's see real quick. Hamelmac asks, Beta 5.2 today? ? No, opt-in for Beta 5.2 today. So kind of.
Yes, it is actually out right now. If you go and if you have opt-ins in, you will get it.
Yep, and Island Dog dropped the link in the chat. If you are unfamiliar with how to opt into a Steam beta, there are instructions there. People want the nice lady back. That's fair enough. She's got a much better voice than I do, I think. But we survive.
We have a repartee.
You do have a bit of a rapport, anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Zapgun for Hire tells us that we're just here to plug the latest contest. Admit it. We should absolutely plug the latest contest.
You know what's funny is
awesome.
we talked about doing the contest, and then I forgot all about it until they're like, hey, the contest started. I'm like, oh, awesome. So, yeah.
So there's a contest going. It is the faction design contest. We invite you to make the coolest faction that you can and submit it to the contest. We will pick 8 finalists, and the community will vote on the winner. Submissions are open until April 29th, and you can make it either via the in-game tool or as a mod. If you do it as a mod, it's a bit more effort, but you can do some really cool stuff. If you saw Derek's example on the forums, he made the Ghosts of Abaddon, who actually start with a destroyed homeworld, but 3 colony ships.
Yes, it's not a pleasant experience. Oh, there might be. Is this orange or yellow?
That's orange.
Oh, boo! There's some Prometheon right there, though.
So anyway, faction design contest. You win $1,000, and we'll put your faction into the game as a minor faction if you win. So we're pretty excited about that. So get creative, and you might get something cool. All right, let's see.
I'm torn between sending this constructor off to the far reaches to extend my reach, or build my obligatory.
Well, it kind of depends on if you get any colonizable planets in there, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'm going to put this to repeat.
So let's see. Hamelmack loves the ship designer, but says it still needs work. When is the next editing pass on the designer going to happen?
We're mostly just going to clean it up and make sure everything is working properly, and then we'll probably won't do any major changes to it until like the next patch, or maybe in a future DLC.
Right.
But we are going to make sure of it. Like there's we originally wanted you to be able to place particles, and it doesn't look like we're going to be able to do that easily, so we have to clean that up. There's really bad sorting issues with the list. We need to fix that. Our primary goal until release is essentially fixing little things, fixing playability issues, fixing, see that I just did fix that actually.
The text drives
yes,
me nuts.
the text thing is I thought those were all fixed, but text. Why are you such a pain in my butt?
Text has kind of been a ridiculous pain in our butt.
It always is. It always is. The only way if you notice a lot of other games, they tend to keep whenever there's a lot. Ooh, look at that.
Well, I think I know what you're doing
All
with that
right.
constructor.
So will this guy make it there? No, he won't. So yeah, this constructor is going to go mine this.
Yep.
Wow, this is here you go. Here's a game where your range matters.
I really like that you have like this used to happen to me all the time in Master of Orion 2, right? Like you would just get stuck when you had no colonizable planets and you just had to research fuel cells. You just had to research range. It was the only way around it. I really like that you have the tool in Galciv, even if it's a slow-ass constructor that's expensive to build, at least you have the tool to go deal with it and extend your range.
We had a little discussion just the other day, in that the pirates essentially have shipyards, and they build ships, and in order to do that, they need to be able to have their range based on their shipyards, and no one else gets to do that. So we're like, well, why not just let everybody do that? And then the problem with that is you literally have a mobile starbase that can extend range. So I had to shoot it down, but I was like, yeah, it really bugs me when I have to make an exception like that. But pirates aren't a normal race. They do have different rules, and that's life. Arr.
Let's see. Zapgun for Hire says, the current large empire penalty is pretty harsh on very large maps with hundreds of planets. Is it possible to introduce more sources of percentage-based approval to help offset that?
Yes. That is not truly balanced yet. I'll be tweaking that until we ship, and probably even after. Right. Because it is really what I'm going to probably actually end up having to do is make it variable with map size, or because the problem is it's really not fair on an abundant insane map or something like that to have that penalties ramp up so fast.
Right.
But yeah, and you definitely can do it though. I mean, it's already manageable, but I know why it's a pain in the butt. So we'll probably tweak that by map size. We have the ability to do that.
Sweet. Senator Kelly asks, any plans for other world types besides just regular boring old spheres? Like planet split in half, Dyson spheres, ringed planets.
There are plans for those, but not in the base game. Matter of fact, we just added a bunch of infrastructure where we can do like rings and halos and stuff like that. But it's not something that we feel adds anything at this point. So what we're going to do is, rather than wasting it just on cosmetics, we're going to actually make them have real gameplay mechanics.
Cool. Is that something that people could mod in their own planet models? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
I mean, once you're into the modding mode, you can do pretty much anything.
Right. Let's see. When can we? Immense 1789 says, when can we expect some wiki stuff to help us understand everything in detail? That's actually something that is on my plate pretty soon here. We are going to have an official gameplay wiki. It will be as detailed as we can get it. Ultimately, it's like all wikis. We're going to invite you guys to help us flesh it out because, as you know, a big game like Galciv can have. Yeah. If the wiki is as good as we want it to be, it could be truly enormous.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a thing.
We're also, I know Kristen wants to do some tutorial videos that will kind of, that are kind of like this, except for, here's how to do that.
Right.
And then we're going to have a actual tutorial. It's going to be pretty simple, but it should get you into the game. And, so that'll be helpful. And then, of course, we're going to have a manual, too. So, but the wikis, of course, are, they tend to grow at crazy rates. So we want to encourage that as much as possible.
Yeah. So, there will be, we'll seed it, basically, and put the skeleton in there. But, the wikis for stuff like this is what the planetary production formula is and, that kind of stuff. And,
the stuff that we don't want to actually tell people.
But it's going to get out there anyway. Miasma 2607 would like renameable stars.
That is planned. I can't promise you that'll be in the base game, but we will eventually. You'll be able to rename the stars.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here we go. What are we going to have? Custom faction portraits viewable in multiplayer.
Yes.
Sweet.
As a matter of fact, I believe they already do.
Well, this guy Mazam, is that Mazam? Nope, that's Coffee Holicello. Says that he is his friends are still see whatever he picked from the basic.
Okay, I'll have to check. I think the problem is you will see, you don't see it until the game starts, so it might be a loading issue. I'll check on that. I'll check on that.
Let's see. Are any more techs unlocked yet? Well, I don't really know how to answer that question. Techs unlock as you play the game, I guess.
There are, I guess there was some stuff that has traditionally been disabled. I am actually going through, kind of as we speak, making sure all of those ones are now working and are not locked. So, a couple techs that I had planned on doing that I realize are not going to be fun might actually end up getting cut. So there'll be a few. Some changes to the tech. Oh, there was a Ascension gate right there. I would have taken that if I'd known better.
That's why scouting is so good.
Look at this. This is better.
I have this argument with Brad and Scott all the time about how scouts are obviously the best choice for your first build in Sorcerer King, and they don't believe me, and they're so wrong. Oh well. Sorcerer King is getting quite fun, by the way. Those guys are doing a great job. I'm very excited about that game. Let's see. Oh, hey, this is a good one. Will pirates scale in power as the game goes along?
Yes, they will.
All right.
What the pirates are is a minor race that has no home world, and you can't talk to them, and you can't trade with them. But so each one of their bases is essentially their home world, and they will essentially grow. Each turn they get X amount of, depending on your difficulties and stuff, X amount of money and points and research. And they will, so if you leave those bases, the pirate bases will get tougher and tougher, and the ships they make will get tougher and tougher and eventually their range will get longer and longer, and they will come and kill you. And they're meant to be a little easy at first. I mean, we want the whole purpose of them is really for you to cut your teeth on them, but we also want to make it to where if you leave them, it becomes a big deal.
All right. This is a good one. And I feel this question. Why have such a small text box for tech descriptions on the right-hand side in the research screen? You end up with a scroll bar, and yet there is so much unused space.
In the research screen.
See, like up in the upper right, a lot of texts has a scroll bar because it's such a small text field.
That should never scroll.
I saw it literally on one of.
Look
Yep,
at that.
There you go.
Oh, that's a bug. Okay, I gotta fix that. Get that on the list. Hey, Paul, put that on the list.
Scott has a super advanced solution during Sorcerer King streams where he alt tabs to a notepad window and then emails himself afterwards.
No, yeah, this should scale. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, because all of these, I mean, everywhere else, like if you mouse over the description itself,
sure,
it sizes. So I don't know what happened there. That might be a bug.
Okay. There you go.
Good catch. It's one of those things where it's like, I stare at it all day and I don't notice.
Will there be an easier way implemented to allow us to import custom leader portraits for a custom faction besides having to go place them in the blah, blah, blah folder?
Eventually, but in the base game, you have to put them in the folder.
All right.
We actually have a lot of, especially once we start doing the Steam workshop stuff, we have a lot of stuff we're going to make easier to do, let players make a ship list, let players zip up whole factions and share them. Those are all things, but they'll probably be in patch 1 when we
sure.
release all the modding stuff.
Sure. Let's see. How about memory usage of ships with animation? There are some great ships out there in the community, but I'm afraid to include animated ship designs in my games.
They shouldn't really be any more memory than anything else.
Okay.
No, the memory has nothing really to do with any of that. Actually, we were just discussing this. Excuse me.
It is that season in Michigan, unfortunately. So
we were just discussing this downstairs. Most of the memory is actually just in the sheer volume of data that is being passed around that we have to allow for when we support 100 races and immense maps that are, zillion. I think we were just looking at a test, and the current. Can I build another starbase? No, I put it too close. Lame. Oh, I screwed that up. Oh well. I'm gonna send him out into the middle of nowhere just to see what's out there.
Man, you love starbases.
Well, what else I got to do right now?
I suppose that's true.
I mean, I guess I could.
I suppose that's true.
But I just wanted to get going.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Also, the other thing the Terrans now have is their shipyards no longer decay. That's
so you can pump however much.
And you weren't here. Production now overflows.
Oh my goodness!
Saved me a million questions.
I was going to say I don't have to ask that question every week.
Yeah, well, it overflows, but it doesn't. You can never build more than one ship. Sure. But if you let it go and let it go, you can literally stop spending and it'll build 3 ships after.
Okay.
I think there might still be a bug in the way it displays, but we're working on that.
All right. Let's see. Will there be any adjustments or a new interface to easily update ships out in space with new unlocked tech?
Oh, you can already upgrade. The one thing that is kind of missing that was in Galciv 2 that I do want to bring back is leasing. Because the problem is when you upgrade, it's just ridiculously expensive. And late game, if you are one of those players who's just constantly cranking out, man, if I put this...
Because you kind of end up with the Ender's Game problem, right? Where your ships that are actually out fighting are way crappier than the ships that you're building.
And you can upgrade them. Sorry, I got distracted by this mining base.
Do you always start with your first ring on a starbase now?
Yes, that's also a new.
Thank goodness.
Feature. Yeah. That was one of those well, duh. Yeah.
Man, I really like the cinematic for the Terran scientist. By the way,
he's pretty
really
cool.
Nice looking.
Although sometimes I miss the
Jason.
robot, but the robot's elsewhere. If you're looking.
Oh, is he news robot again?
No. He's It depends on the different races. All have different advisors.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Will Combat Free Cam receive polish soon? Currently
Yes.
unwieldy. Yes. All right.
As a matter of fact, Jesse is working on camera stuff right now. So we're working on that.
All right. Let's see. Can you explain how tourism works?
Tourism might need a little balance pass, but the way tourism works is the entire galaxy has X amount of population in it. It works essentially the same way as Galciv 2 with one exception. The galaxy has X amount of people on it, in it. You get, and they generate X amount of tourism. So the entire galaxy is generating a certain amount of tourism money, regardless of who owns it, what people. And then what you can do is put improvements on your planets that increase your percentage of that.
Okay.
So, like, if you own 50% of the galaxy, you are getting 50% of the tourism, right? But you could have something on a planet that gives that thing, say you have, for math's sake, you have 5 planets. So each of them is making 10 billion credits. You could put something that gives it 100% bonus. It will now be making 20.
Okay.
There are also global things that just give the whole galaxy, your whole race tourism bonuses. So if you're controlling 50% and you're making 500 or you're making 100, and then you get a 50% or a 10% bonus, you'll go up, 20 or 100 or whatever.
All right.
One of the things I did notice that a lot of the tourism improvements are a little underpowered right now, so I'll be giving them another pass in balance.
There you go. We get this question all the time. Permanent wormholes or wormholes generated by Starbase add-ons or whatever?
We have an idea for a Starbase, like a gate. Essentially, it's not a wormhole. It's a Stargate, but it's a hypergate.
Sure.
But that is going to be in a expansion where we add a bunch of like wacky new Starbase type things.
Okay. Could we get a new tech advisor or a choice of tech advisor? I think you get
you can mod your race.
Sure.
We don't currently let you choose it in the custom faction ring simply because it's a big. We'd have to have a whole screen for it. So maybe one of these days we will let you pick that. But right now the only way to do it would be to change it with the in the XML.
Okay. So you can mod it is the answer.
Yes.
Let's see. Will the tech advisor change for each different line? No, you get your one tech advisor per race. And will they speak to verify the tech advances? There will not be voiceover for them. That would be an enormous undertaking for us. It would be cool as heck. But
oh my God, I haven't been building improvements. What the hell am I doing?
Well,
no wonder I've spent all that money on constructors.
I was going to say you're cranking out a lot of constructors.
Yeah,
so
that was my bad.
Can you give us some info on the campaign? No.
I give you some info on the campaign.
Well, the campaign is fun release surprise for players because
but I can tell them what anyways. Essentially, the idea of the campaign is you're going to come back from the Pocket Universe and take back, and get back to Earth, and it ends with you freeing Earth from the Drengen Armada.
All right. Basically, the opening cinematic.
As a matter of fact, the first battle of the campaign is more or less the battle from. It's actually I'm kind of was worried about doing this because essentially what happens is you start with this giant fleet,
right?
You wipe out this other giant fleet, and then you have to kind of play for real,
right? And
it's like, well, but I was just the most amazing thing ever, and it's like, yeah, you still are, but there's an entire galaxy of angry Drengen you have to cut through. And that but like in the campaign you're not going to have to research factories right away. I mean, you're going to start like in the middle of Age of War. Okay. And with tech wise. And what I am doing is I'm doing a tutorial that is kind of a prelude to the campaign.
Okay.
And what I might actually do, the reason we're having it be a prelude is that that way if players don't want to play it,
they can skip it.
But I really wanted to just make it the first mission of the campaign. Sure. But I think that maybe it's better but you should play, even if you're an expert, you should play the tutorial. It's going to be cool.
Let's see. You already talked about planetary invasions last week. Could you elaborate? I am particularly interested in knowing if there will be a battle viewer for planetary invasions and what to expect from this.
Well, planetary invasions are going to get a little bit more love, and mostly in that they're just really hard to understand right now, and there's some bugs in them. We probably won't have time to do like anything too battle viewer-esque. We wanted to. What we are going to do is eventually kind of sexy it up and add some more strategy to it in future patches or DLC. But it is going to get more love where you know what's happening. Right now it's like you'll be like, why did I win? Why didn't I win? And those are all things that we're working on.
All right. Have fleet max logistics and individual logistic values been included in the overview box so we can see how to arrange fleets?
Oh, that is ironic, but yes. We actually right now, I really should have just started on it less. I'm off in the corner of the galaxy. Look at this. I still haven't met anybody. Oh, wait, there's a miner, which I can't talk to. That's on my list of shit that needs to get done.
Do you need a universal translator for it?
No, I just hello, you are disgusting. Oh, apparently I don't have universal. I thought I already had universal translator.
You appear to not.
Oh.
You love your squirrels.
Yeah. Anyways, what were we talking about? Sorry.
We were talking about something or other. Oh my gosh, I scrolled away in the chat. Logistics and displaying logistics.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, one of these things Brad was just yelling at us about this, and it's all stuff we knew we had to do. Oh, here's another ring. Ooh. Is a lot of like right now you select the ship, you can't tell what its logistics are, and you can't even tell its size, which is embarrassing. So we're gonna fix that. And then, so you'll be able to easily tell how things work. I'm also giving the stack ship screen a little bit of a makeover to make it a little easier to understand.
All right. Let's see.
I kind of remember that large maps are not good for the stream because I never meet anybody.
Yeah. Well, it would be fine if we could keep playing the same game, but during beta we patch and we patch. Yeah. Let's see. Will anomaly pirates also increase in power?
That is debatable. I'm still considering that. What we want to do is get more anomaly spawning, and what we might do is, as depending on what point in the game, the pirates will get more and more powerful. Okay. What we really don't want is players to be out flying around at the beginning of the game and get wiped out by pirates. That is not fun. So we have to be really careful about
it. Here's a little bit of a loaded question, but that's okay. I know you guys have said Zoc is only for culture, that's zone of control. But given that the AI just colonizes everything, even if it's in the center of your empire, effectively giving you a free planet, would it not be better and more fun to make your Zoc border impassable without war or a treaty? Well, I mean, ultimately, the AI shouldn't be doing that. And that's...
No, the AI can do that. You should kill them if they do.
Okay.
And he will kill you if you do.
All right, fair enough.
I mean, that's what open borders are for. And also, if he colonizes something right in your territory, culture flip his ass.
Well, I think that's what he's saying, is that it's basically a free culture flip, so you just kind of are getting a planet.
Yeah, that's just the AI needs to be smarter, and we're always working on that.
Right.
And Speaking of which, here's some guys coming to, I didn't mind this.
Uh-oh.
Now the Snathi are going to mine this damn asteroid because I was...
Oh, the Snathi will actually go mine. Interesting.
Yeah, they're going to grab that before I... That's my fault. I guess I could declare war on the Snathi.
You have a range component. If so, I can't find any stats or inflow on the tooltips.
You know, that they do have a range component. It is global by weapon type. So we tend to forget to put it into the tooltip, but we'll try and make sure that's clear. Right now, it's missiles are the longest, beams are the second, beams are kind of the middle, and mass drivers are the shortest. And also, mass drivers fire faster, and beam and missiles fire slowest.
All right. Let's see. I think the human science man should be based off Carl Sagan. Too bad we already have a human science man, and he looks like he does. Although Carl Sagan's great. I'm more of a Neil deGrasse Tyson guy myself.
It would be funny to have a Carl Sagan.
It would. Let's see. The diversity of carrier pods is absolutely amazing. Good job on that. Thank you.
Well, I'm going to nerf some of those, so be careful. What we're going to do is we're going to make the escort carrier and the assault carriers much heavier, and you'll have to probably build like a huge ship to really tow those around. But we're going to leave the drone carriers kind of they're more what we have now, where you put them on a cargo and they'll defend the ship. And I do have to just make them a little bigger. Somebody last week was like, hey, dude, with a little miniaturization, I can put a carrier module on a small. I'm like, oh
yeah,
God, that's
problem.
embarrassing. So yeah, I have to fix that too.
Let's see. Will custom races be more in-depth, like how the main races from Galactic 2 would also have debuffs to certain things that you could use ability points from that? Custom races can be crazy in-depth if you do them as a mod.
They're exactly the same. No, I mean, if you do them in the editor, they are exactly the same.
Oh, okay.
The only thing that would be different is like story.
Story,
I mean, you can literally, they are designed with the same exact rules as ours are.
Right, but you do have to go into the mod if you want to do things like screw around with their home system.
Well, you would have to create I mean, you can choose a home system, but you would, if you wanted to make its own home system and give it a story, then you're going to need to do some modding. Although at some point, when we release more modding support and the editors, a lot of that stuff will be much easier for even marginally casual modders.
I mean, like, I'm not at all any kind of a coder, and like I can certainly go make mod races. Like it's you just have to go monkey around with the XML. It's not like there's no code involved.
I think I'm gonna exit and start a small map because this is kind of silly.
No, this is going fine.
It's
halfway through the
Galactic
stream. You might as well.
Farmville. Look at
well,
this.
yeah, but it's okay. You're just playing in Kristen mode. It's fine.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Did we show the Prometheon and the?
I don't think you showed it in depth. You could certainly go do a glamour shot of it.
So this is oh damn it, we gotta fix that.
Oh, it's got an ugly mine on it.
Yeah,
it's a sweet asset though. For the Prometheon
those are, and then is there a thulium? I saw one over here somewhere.
Let's see. Is Galactic Tourism zero sum? That is, does paying Paul actually rob Peter?
No.
Okay.
It is
when you
get a bonus. It is a bonus to your income. It's not.
Okay.
It's not.
You're not taking a bonus. You're not taking that value away from
people,
somebody else. Got it. Let's see. Oh, we had I missed one as I was scrolling through the upgrade issue that Gilmore is complaining about in asking for better UI on that is more just the click hell of like going through and upgrading like 50 freaking ships.
Can't you upgrade from commands?
I don't know, Paul. Can you? Ships upgrade too? Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, I can say upgrade all survey ships to survey to frigates. Upgrade.
Okay. That's a terrible idea.
A fortune.
And it would cost
hence
a fortune.
the leasing problem.
Right. Okay, so there we go.
So that's one way to do it. But yeah, I'm sure that we can make it better. We'll keep polishing those things, of course.
I had a question from Creature of Existence. Wants to know if there could be like some kind of buff or something when you advance in age. So like if you get to Age of War, you get something.
There could, in theory, be some kind of buff, but
the problem is you don't want to snowball it.
Yeah, we don't want to snowball. The point of the Age of War is that you're in the Age of War. You now have access to
planetary
more dangerous things.
Yeah.
And when you get to Age of Ascension, you have access to more dangerous things. So hopefully that is just part of the process.
Currently, the Yor are not getting the text to extend to Starbase AOE like the other factions. Is this a bug or intentional?
I will have to check on that. I believe that is not intentional, so I will check on that.
All right. That is big old map.
Here's Iconia. This is actually just a gigantic. This is like the 4 sizes away from being big.
You people are ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I like that. That's a neat color. Is that a minor? That must be some minor. Or is this
kind of a...
Oh, no. I guess that's...
Is that... Oh, it's... okay. Let's see.
No, it's these guys.
Are we going to be able to create new or more homeworld names? Ideally, we'd get that in the creator, but you can do it as a mod now. The faction creator, I believe Paul has said...
Let you pick your homeworld name.
You pick your homeworld, you pick your homeworld name, but not the star system. The star is still named like Saul or...
I thought it went the other way around. I thought that the star system ended up being named after your homeworld.
Not last I checked.
Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure that that's how it's supposed to work.
Okay, there you go. Let's see. Are there a bunch more cinematics in the campaign?
There is A couple more cinematics. I don't know. A bunch. It might be excessive. Oh, that was kind of neat looking. Is that thing coming over the horizon of the?
Is that a planet? That is or is that a resource or what is that?
Yeah, it's a Tholium planet.
Oh, that's the Tholium. Okay, all right.
And he's going off to mine something.
Let's see.
This is I said the problem with this being on this big of a look is that there's no tension yet because everybody's so far away from each other.
Need more miners and pirates. That's what you need.
There's a buttload of miners on here, and there's no pirates. It is actually kind of crazy.
I mean, you're really exceptionally off.
That I started way off in the corner like
Right.
that. Which is actually, if I was playing, I would actually like because I like that because then it's like
always
by the
nice.
time you get to have to face down with people, your giant armadas and
totally. Let's see. Will we be able to create our own planet name list? I think that's just
yeah, you can do that
in the XML,
you can
right?
mod it. We are not currently planning on having any sort of like user interface for doing that.
Sure. Will there be natural disasters like engine failure, etc., that can happen at any time when ships are in space?
Not necessarily, because what tends to happen is that just tends to be annoying.
Right. I mean, there's definitely like events that happen that are random events that affect the galaxy.
But we don't want individual ships to be getting screwed. I mean, I guess you could count the ship graveyards and stuff as that type of thing. What is this planet? That's kind of... Oh, I thought I had a ring. I'm like, that's a really bright ring. Look at this. They're, 99 turns in, and they haven't even colonized the whole galaxy yet.
That is something. And the AI loves to colonize.
Well, it's impractical. It's the way
I totally agree. Let's see. People are saying Twitch is being Twitch. I don't see any dropped frames on my end, so I'm not. It might just be Twitch being Twitch. Let's see. One issue I have with tourism right now is that if I unlock the tech, but I haven't met any other races or only miners, I still get a lot of income from it. Any chance we could make it more logical and only work on discovered civs?
Huh. Sounds like a bunch of work. It's a good idea. I might look into it, but I don't think that normal people would notice that. So it's more of a polish point. Also, we do want you to start getting a lot of money. That's kind of the point of it. That's why we made it an unlockable thing instead of just because at Galactic 2 you literally got it first turn. You automatically were getting tourism.
All right.
And also, it could be people from your own system are bringing over money.
I tend to like the idea, just as a general, just like feeling thing as a player. I like having a lot of money. It's just more fun because then you get to do stuff with your money, right?
Look at this right now. I have 0 tourism.
Yeah,
I should go find out. I should go set it to do tourism. Oh, yeah.
Did have an interesting comment in the chat that a notification when you reach a new age would be nice. So
that is something that is already in this little button on the internal build already works.
There you go.
I honestly, now that I think about it, I'm not sure if we have a notification for age, but I'm sure we could add one. Yeah, that would be, of all the notification types, that would be like the dirt simplest one. We have things like there's somebody in your territory, there's 2 somebodies in your territory, there's a event is expiring, a UP measure is expiring, somebody's gone to war with somebody else, things like that.
Sure. Let's see. Stealth systems didn't seem to do much when I last researched it, says Edogene.
Well, what stealth systems does, maybe should be renamed, is it gives you components that allow you to do jamming.
Oh, okay.
So you still have to build something with it.
Okay.
You don't just magically get stealthy. But you can then build ships that have that. One of the things we're debating just today is cutting down the amount of ships the player gets. And it's something we've talked about many times. I think I'm going to try it and see how it goes because your list gets really crowded, and as we add one of the things we're adding is prototype ships. You end up with a lot of ships that you're never going to build, cluttering your list. So we're working on maybe cleaning that up a little bit too.
Sure. I think we have one more question in the chat, and then I'm going to get to some forum questions. Will we be able to sort planets as we did in Galciv 2 by class name, etc.?
Why is there no swords here?
That's a good question.
Yes, you will. I thought you already could. So that is funny. Yeah, that is not funny. That is. Look at this. You can sort.
Oh, weird. Is that a
these.
bug? I swear that you used to be able to do that. The ships don't have it either.
Yeah, you're right. Well, yes. I apologize for that. Oh, look at all these.
Well, I hold you responsible. Let's see. Okay, forum questions, because we invite people to join us on the forums as well. What are some of the UI improvements you plan to make to the governance pane by release?
Apparently, I'm at war with a zillion people.
Yeah, you are. Wow.
All the miners.
Huh.
I've apparently declared war on all the miners.
How did you do that?
Because I'm apparently a dick.
Apparently.
You are at war with this opponent.
We
Wow.
are on a war frenzy. Huh.
Oh, it's because the AI is playing me, and he's decided he's going to win.
Okay.
And he's going to win brutally.
Oh, because you're just on soak or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Let's see. Will it be possible at all for the Archeans and the Drath to return in a future expansion? We've already said that. Absolutely.
Yes. The Archeans are actually
they're in as a minor, right?
They're kind of a minor in the campaign.
Oh, okay.
But that's about it. They're not. You don't ever really talk to them or anything. They're just kind of there to talk about.
I see. Let's see. What about the Taurians or a lost colony of Korath? Yes, absolutely. We love all of our races.
Yes.
And we want to
we will bring back as many as I can find excuses to bring them back.
Let's see. What are some of the UI improvements you plan to make to the governance pane by release? Are you going to do any?
Oh, this
Yeah,
this
the
screen. This screen on the planet. Well, we're gonna flesh it out a little bit more. Make sure that the sliders work the same way as they do in the main thing. I believe they're talking about this. And we're going to give you the ability to, set the capital, destroy the planet. Probably put in here the more planet details. It's all just a matter of time. And at some point, this thing will actually get fleshed out a lot more. I still would like to get the governors in. That is still planned, though a little more difficult than I had hoped it would be.
All right. Let's see. I hope you'll add the ability to scroll through shipyards the same as you can through planets and ships.
soon. They ask that all the time, and I go, you can. And then I just was looking, and you can't. So, yes, we will.
You need to borrow, I'm telling you, Scott's super advanced midstream bug reporting technology.
Yes.
Super good.
Well, my midstream bugging technology is to say, Ray, add that to the list.
Let's see.
Oh, look, apparently something happened where now is it because we're at war? Or just because my populations are climbing?
Oh, is your approval
everybody's
tanking?
Miserable.
Yeah.
Low
wow, they are bad. Let's see. When requesting a constructor, can you choose which model to request, including custom models?
I'm looking into setting something like that up, yeah. It was meant to be kind of a casual feature, but the problem is it's so useful that now I want it to be more robust. So if that doesn't get into the base game, it will definitely, or some more advanced behaviors with this will get in. Yeah, for sure.
All right. Had a question. Is it possible to have multiple defense types on a ship component? For example, a 10 defense to beams and a 5 defense to missiles. Absolutely, it's possible. I don't know if there's anything in the game that does it.
Defense, actually, right now, and I might actually change this back, but right now, armor gives you a little bit of everything. It gives you a lot of armor and then a little bit of
flak
everything.
and
yeah. So it's essentially it's meant to be like a monkey wrench in the matching penny system, where it's like it's almost always worth it to put armor on.
Sure.
So so that's kind of the point but it's also the heaviest defense.
Right.
So
okay.
So it's meant to. I was trying to shake it up a little. I do like it, but yeah. Normally we only let people only do one at a time.
But if you want to mod it, it's very easy to do in the mod.
Certainly. Yeah.
I'm really amused that in your little power window where it's listing the factions, the "your" are capitalized. Like it's like the Thalin and the Iridium and the Yor.
That's funny. I never realized
amusing.
that.
Anyway, super critical bug. Let's make sure that's immediate. Let's see.
I wonder if Brad changed that. Because I don't remember making that. Has it always been?
I have no idea. I just now noticed it, and it made me laugh.
Yeah, that's funny.
Let's see. How do the 3 defenses work against the 3 weapons? They straight up work against the weapon that they defend against, except for what Paul was saying, where armor. Gives
Well,
you
actually,
they're all
everything. Everything will always do at least 1 point of damage when it goes through.
Okay.
But then what happens is, depending on how much damage you're doing, you do like a random between. There's like a defense threshold stat that we are still balancing, and whatever you end up doing the amount of damage to the shield. You end up doing damage to the shield in a percentage of the damage you're dealing. So eventually you will take the shields down because at one point we had it so they were just extra hit points. But now there's a lot more of a randomness to that, and it actually makes the battles feel a lot more organic and less. I mean, in some ways it's annoying because it's less predictable.
Right.
Why are all these constructors just sitting around?
That's actually another question from the forum. The question is just constructor spam ?
Oh, I believe that is just they don't like micromanaging constructors.
Oh, it could be.
That is one of the things we're trying to address with like the request constructor.
Sure. By the way, Paul, your planet names and star names are drawing through the power window.
Yes, that is a known issue, and I don't know how. Does it always happen, or is it just sometimes?
It might just be the power window and not the mini-map. I'm not sure.
Let's see.
Nope. Yep. It's just a power pane. Weird.
Oh, wait a second. Because if that was the case,
so like
it should show up. I guess if I'm going to be dragging around, I should probably stop pausing. See, it doesn't always do it.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I wonder if it draws in.
It's a depth buffer thing, and it probably has to do with a certain draw order, and all of a sudden it's in front of the UI. Yeah, I think that is on the list. Oh, there. See, it was in front of these buttons up here.
Oh,
this one, Boris.
That is so bizarre.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it's on our list. Brad's gonna slap me around for I keep saying it's on the list. It's on the list.
Well, that's game development though. Let's see. Will politics and parties be added in a future expansion?
More advanced politics, will be coming back in.
Let's see. Would we be able to mod more or change the current ideologies to better represent political standings? Absolutely. You can mod the heck out of ideologies.
It's a very flexible, very flexible system.
Yeah. So you can absolutely do that. It all lives in the data. So you can just go to town. Let's see. Man, now, of course, I'm way behind on the chat because I went through the forum, but that's okay. So on the stealth tip, does jamming make the ship invisible to the enemy? Nothing in the components suggested this.
No, it makes it harder to hit.
Ah, okay.
So like I said, maybe I need
evasion.
it's more evasion.
Okay. So we probably just need to rewrite the tooltip.
Yeah.
Put that on the list. Rewrite
Yes.
Jamming tooltip. Let's see. Sorry, I've already asked, will pirates eventually scale as tech level in the game advances? Yes, it was already asked, and yes, it was already answered, and yes, they will, and that's okay. We still love you, Silora. Let's see. Will stars eventually implode, creating gas masses? I don't think we're operating on literally a cosmic time scale here.
Well, we actually have ideas for stuff like that, but it would it would be DLC or expansion.
And it would be like event stuff, right?
Yeah, it's events. It's different types of mega events. Yeah, one of the things we kind of cut out of the base game was kind of the concept of mega events, because in Galactic 2 they were very hard coded. There's like 4 of them. In the process of making the campaign, we created this very elaborate trigger system, and I realized, hey, we could make amazing events with this, but it's beyond the scope of what we could do for the base game. So what I'm going to end up doing is doing them as a whole separate thing, and that way they can be much more beefier. I didn't want to do like a half-assed version.
Sure. Will the sound effects for battles and other cool things be optimized for surround sound?
Don't know. I mean, it's technically it's all 3D sound, but you'd have to ask the sound guy. I don't actually know.
I feel like there's
I
an
feel
option
like I
for
should
like
know.
5.1, isn't there?
I feel like I should know that.
I feel like you should know that too.
I'm sure there is. Like I said, I don't think there's anything in. I mean, I think our system supports it,
Okay.
and it's all 3D sound, so theoretically it would work great with surround sound. But I couldn't swear to it off the top of my head.
If I was at home, I could test it because I have a sweet 5.1
So
system.
enable sound effects on a use speaker
Yes.
system 8.1.
Yeah, so
discrete.
theoretically,
Yeah, I think that it
Provided
should.
those
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
so let's see. You cannot currently see which rally point is attached to a shipyard. Can you show that either in the shipyard info panel or in the shipyard starbase list?
Yes, that is a very good point. At the very least, we can make it so when you mouse over the rally point, it'll say where it's pointing to. But what I'd like to do is have it do a path like the ships do. When you
Right,
when
and you
starbase
just
it.
yeah.
Says anybody go in here, we'll go there.
Yep. Yeah, that would be because
So
then you can click on it. It's not
that's
clutter
kind of
on
a
the map
polished
and-
feature that we will add to the list. Might not make it into the base game, but it's definitely something we'd like to do.
Zapcon for Hire raises an excellent point that I totally agree with. The management thing from Galciv 2 that he really misses is the list of discovered planets that you don't own makes planning colonization or conquest so much easier. Are we going to do anything?
List of discovered planets that you don't own.
Yep.
I'll have to think about that. The problem is, where do we put it?
I think you would just put another
Filter.
button on the main UI, like next to govern and whatever.
Yeah, that's a lot of.
It might be a lot of work.
The
I mean-
planet list is purposely. We would put it over there because that's we want
And
you
for-
managing your planets,
Right, and for colonies that makes
And
total
if I
sense.
made you search that, it would be a little awkward. But yeah, it's definitely something to consider. But I don't currently have that on the schedule.
Because like what I would want as a player is like a basically full screen window to pop up off of a button on the main UI, like up by govern up in the upper left, and then have that populate with all the planets I don't own, and then be able to sort that by owner, type, class, all that name, like that kind of stuff. So it's really just a quick little sortable sheet that then you can double click on one and it zooms the map over to it. Like that's all I would want as a
full
player.
screen if you want to do that though.
Well,
But-
it would kill the dial.
Yeah.
It would kill the window.
I have to play with it.
I would
That's the idea.
love that as a player. Let's see. Are Rifts still planned for release?
Rifts got pulled out because they were kind of turning out to be boring.
That's a problem.
So and they play a little bit into the lore of the campaign in the
Right.
in the first expansion, the Crusade. Essentially, what happens is D.L. Bradley kind of accidentally starts tearing the universe apart, and that's where the rifts come from. So what I'm going to do is kind of make them beefier and have them have more of a game mechanic, and we're going to push them into
The first expansion.
into Crusade, which
Okay.
will be the first expansion.
All right. Can we mod the map editor?
Can you mod the map editor?
I mean, you can do a lot of things in creating a map.
You can mod it in the way you can mod anything else that's data driven or the screens. But what is going on here?
I don't know. Game within a game issue?
That's embarrassing.
Well, Soak tends to have
Break
issues.
things.
Well, it's just not a Galciv, stream if we
And
don't
then I
crash.
killed it.
Early access.
Oh, I thought.
Um,
Yeah.
All right.
Don't soak the game, Paul.
A small ship with 1 point of defense and 1 hit point will survive 5 ships, each doing 500 points on the first round and die the next. There is no damage overflow. I have no idea what you're asking, Larson X. I'm sorry. Let's see. Now that Terrans don't get to decay on shipyards, would it be possible to change the pragmatism tier 2 second ideology to something useful for Terrans?
So what?
There's a pragmatic ideology trait that duplicates the Terran.
It doesn't do. Oh, that's a good point. I might tweak that actually because I was thinking about that. It's not the same, and it's kind of annoying to the poor players if it's like, well, nobody else gets to have this. So But I don't know. I gotta look into it.
All right. Let's see.
What I might have to do is actually make it so the Terrans get 50% by default instead of none. And then that way, if they get that and the trait, they're at 100.
That might be better. Because
that way, everybody could still get.
Yeah, because 100 as a race trait is pretty crazy.
Yeah. Well, we were trying to make these these abilities kind of awesome. So,
For sure.
So, but I think that might honestly be a little overpowered. It's one of those things where players like, oh, that's not very important until you're exploiting it. And then you're like, wow, that's way over.
Let's see. Can there be a shipyard production indicator on the detail planet building screen? Because I lose track of my shipyard production on my planets. So an indicator on, like, in your planet window, in your planet detail window,
but
of what the
multiple planets are building multiple.
Well, your planet's only attached to one shipyard, though.
No. Oh, well, yes. Yes, but multiple planets are attacking the shipyard.
Right.
So you just want to know what is being built there?
That seems to be what he's kind of talking about. I mean, you could just have
not
a
a bad
little
idea.
thing that's just like shipyard building.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. We don't
this and then
currently
the-
have that plan, but it's kind of cool.
And the number of turns on it. That would actually be nice because for messing around with your production wheel.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
that would be. So all you would need really is like name of what it's building and how many turns. That wouldn't be a huge.
Well, it's just a matter of there's a lot of
things. There's
to
a long
do.
list,
So
for sure.
So, but it's a good idea. I don't currently have that plan, but I don't have any objection to the idea of it.
Okay. Let's see. It is now time to remove the disclaimer on playing the beta because this is now fun. Well, thank you.
Well, that's good.
But
Speaking of which, this build here, I accidentally overwrote this so we could take some screenshots, and now it doesn't say the beta disclaimer on
oh, funny. Let's see. Please push for this behind the scenes. What am I pushing for? Oh, the planet thing? Yeah. Hey, man, I'll bang the drum. I don't care. I don't have any control over the production schedule, but I'll bang the drum.
Sometimes I feel like I don't have any control. Yes, we want to do. Look at this. Okay, now this is a much more crowded galaxy.
There you go. The YouTube channel is missing the stream from the 27th of March.
That is true. I noticed that myself. If we could ask,
Wasn't that the one that
was it was for some reason it was called like Beta 6 Preview instead of March. So maybe I don't know.
Okay,
Maybe
I don't know
Spencer
what
was on vacation. I don't know.
We'll look into it. We'll look into it.
That would be nice. I noticed that too because it like has like half the views of all the other ones because of that.
Oh yeah. We'll look into it. Oh, it's just the wrong title.
No, it just isn't linked. Usually, they link the video in the.
Oh, like in the forum.
Yeah. And then also, it's literally not on the channel.
Okay.
So maybe do you have to do something with the stream after to make?
Yeah, it's not automatic.
Yeah, so apparently
Island
that
Dog
just
does
didn't
it.
get done.
Okay, weird. Okay, we'll look into it and we'll fix it. Sorry about that. Let's see. Will there be a restriction on how many resources you can have generated on one planet? I've had a Class 13 planet with 2 or 3 resources that puts limitations on buildings. Oh, like he's getting too many resources spawning.
You can destroy them if you
right.
don't
You can just build over.
But you shouldn't have gotten 3 on a. What do you say, a Class 13?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a limit.
There is a
I
limit.
think, and maybe it's an older build that he saw this.
Mm.
You shouldn't be able to get 3 unless you're like at an 18 or a 20.
Okay.
Right. But if you are seeing that, let us know, and maybe I just have a number wrong somewhere. I will look into it.
Let's see. Could there be an icon in the planet list that shows which shipyard it's supporting? That's all kind of in that same question, I think.
Yes.
Let's see. The construction of planets either clutter because. I think we're having an English issue here, which I love the fact that we have lots of international folks.
How do we do it in here? It says colony.
Oh, so it has
shipyard.
it there.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's still tied to a single, so it's only showing that constructor on for Earth, and then for Mars it just says, oh, it's sponsoring Earth shipyard.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. I didn't want to be misleading, but
so you think that you have
you're
two
making more
constructors coming out?
constructors
Yeah.
than you actually
No.
are.
No, I see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Oh, I think he's saying that the the construction list for planets gets really cluttered as the game goes on. Are there any plans to kind of clean that up? Yeah,
I would like to add some more filters, but yeah.
I wonder if there's. This is
what we did in Galactic 2, which I don't really want to do here, is that it would only show the list when you selected a tile, but since we don't really limit by the tile anymore, it wouldn't really make sense. But yeah, we might put some more filters on here that give it a little bit. I don't know. The only other option really is to just make the no, even that, because we don't even show the advanced ones. We only show the lowest level ones. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see what we could do. I don't know how much we could do with that without where we actually start hurting usability.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is that ultimately the problem is that there's just a ton of improvements.
Yeah.
Which is, how much of a problem that is, I guess, is open for debate, because the idea is that there should be a lot of improvements because you should have a lot of choices. And then 1789 says that he is getting a bug in the benevolent tree, the first tier reward that rewards a planet, and he is not getting the appropriate class.
Yeah, that's my problem.
So
I will fix that.
That's a bug. Let's see. Do planetary resource bonuses stack? 5% move, etc. If you have 6 of them, you get 30%. All right.
That's why you should buy them from other people.
Uh-huh.
That's why they're called trade resources.
Nasty Tank has an interesting idea. Add a favorites tab to the planetary improvements. That would definitely be a very power user
That would definitely be a power user thing, and I could see us doing that, but not in the base game. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of power user features I really want to add that are going to have to wait until at least into the patching process. I want to make it so you can build groups of ships instead of singletons.
Oh yeah,
and, but that's really, it would have to be done in kind of a subtle way, and I don't think normal people would like it. So I'm like, oh, we'll push that.
I gotta tell you, Paul, I think the shadows look weird on the rings. It looks like there's a chunk taken out of the rings.
That might just be a contrast issue.
It might just be a contrast issue.
There's an ambient color. Well, that was weird. Did it just pop?
I didn't.
Anyways,
I think it was the UI.
Yeah, essentially, there's an ambient light on this planet, and it must not be high enough. We could polish that.
All right. Sweet. Well, I think that's our stream.
Awesome, so you just
I think it is awesome.
Very
I just think
happy
that it's
with the rings. I think they look really cool. I might actually be partially just because they're the ambient on that is so dark.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, they are pretty dark.
All right. Paul, I need to cut off the stream because it's been an hour and we both have actual jobs to do.
Yes, lots of work to do.
Yes, we do.
This galaxy is much more bustling than my giant one.
Yes, it is.
And it's only at 90 turns.
Yeah, I like this kind of map. This is my jam because I like to play very aggressively. So this is how I do.
Yeah,
it is the anti-Kristen
who makes
map.
my balancing so hard to do.
So. I am totally that guy. Although I don't really play a lot of multiplayer. So, all right. Well, that is going to be our stream for this week, I think, guys. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming in and taking part. And we very much appreciate all of our early access players coming in and playing the game and giving us bug reports and giving us feedback and balance and all that kind of stuff.
And reviews.
Reviews is super helpful. Please review the game. It makes a huge difference to us. To have those Steam reviews. It really can't be overstated. So if you like the game, or if you don't, but if you don't, maybe just hang out. But I don't know how many people are watching the stream that don't like the game, to be honest.
Yeah, at this point.
But no, we really appreciate that people doing those Steam reviews. So that's that. We'll have another stream for you next week. Next upcoming stream is Wednesday, which is Sorcerer King, which we do every Wednesday. And Sorcerer King has really come such a long way.
Oh, look,
since
the
it first
took
came out.
Iconia. Apparently they're
funny.
at war.
Nice.
Hey, these guys are supposed to be blowing up these things. If they lose them, that's a bug.
So
oh wow,
they're Drengen are doing
the
all kinds of things.
Drengen are wrecking everybody.
Yes, they are.
Holy crap!
You're killing my spiel, Paul.
Sorry, look, there's transports all over the place. They're
I like it. That's it, man. Age of Exploration transport or invasion, super powerful. Doesn't show up on the faction screen, but it is a big deal. The Drengen get, or at least they used to get invasion in first year. You took that out?
No, that would be way overpowered.
It used to be, yeah. It used
No,
to be
no. What they
they
can get to it. They have less text in the way, but it's still in Age of War.
It is still Age of War. Okay, all right.
And also, their big thing is that they don't have to pay for any of the invasion.
Oh, so they just roll in.
So they're at war with 3 races right now.
Yeah, they
so
are.
That's good times. Like, oh, this is inverted. It's like, we're really
funny.
getting greener. That's actually should be red. I gotta fix that. I thought I already did.
All right. So we'll be leaving beta soon. It's very exciting. We will
miners. I think
did all the miners get eaten?
I was like, because I have the miners set to plentiful. Yeah, they're all gone. They've all been killed.
Awesome. See, my kind of game. All right, that's it. Join us
are sending out
come back on.
transports too.
I'm telling you guys, Sorcerer King is so much better than it was. You got to come back and check out the Sorcerer King stream on Wednesday.
It's fun. It's fun.
It's really come a hugely long way. I have a ton of fun with it, and I just want to share that with everyone. It's also my job to share that with everyone. So
he's going to.
Man, it's just
Well, this guy's just sitting here. What is he doing?
Yeah, Terrians are fighting back a little bit. That's good.
There he is. Right back.
That's what he was waiting for.
Oops.
Funny. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna kill the stream. Thanks for everybody.
All righty.
We'll see you.